Previously, on keeping up with the Kenya Kwanza government.
As a board, we do not advertise gambling.
The directive by the betting, the BCLB the other day is unfair to us.
Has the government bitten off more than it can regulate? Because if recent events are anything to go by, a showdown is brewing, and this time it is not politicians trading blows, but influencers.
I don't think we will put out the fire if we have more people with oxygen trying to put out a fire at a building that just a few wakona CO2.
Just a week after the Betting Control and Licensing Board BCLB rolled out stringent regulations to curb irresponsible gambling in Kenya, a fierce backlash has emerged from influencers, celebrities, and content creators. The new rules, which include a ban on influencers marketing betting companies, have sparked outrage, with prominent figures like comedian YY, Mulamwah, and rapper Saru leading the charge against what they call an unfair policy.
Sisi kama content creators tuko na watu wengi sana ambao wanatutegemea, na tulikuwa tunaomba the government, serikali, tafadhali tusikize hapa kati yetu. Hivi hatuwezi sema tumeumia sana, na very soon hii Nairobi hatuoni tukikaa, unarudi ushago.
The BCLB, operating under the office of the president, announced the measures on May 29th, citing rising cases of problematic gambling. The regulations prohibits influencers, celebrities, and content creators from promoting betting companies, a move the group of the influencers argue unfairly singles them out whilst sparing traditional media outlets.
Betting influencers from different betting companies, and we are here to address the nation over a directive that was issued the other day. According to us, the directive is not only unfair but lacks logic. The directive by the BCLB the other day is unfair to us because you are telling us not to influence for betting companies, where else you're still leaving the traditional media, that is TV and radio, right? Mm-hmm. So, na gazeti and print media.
The group has issued a 48 hours ultimatum for the government to address their concerns, warning of further actions if their demands are ignored.
We respectfully ask BCLB to suspend the ban, sit down with us within 48 hours. We are more than willing to send representatives for a positive sit down and negotiate towards the model that ensures responsible advertising via age restriction content regulations. All we request is to be part of the dialogue.
I think we would have not targeted as a segment only. So this comes out as hypocrisy rather than regulation. So we are ready for any conversations about regulation, but we will not take hypocrisy.
4 of the top teams in this country, that is Gor Mahia, FC Leopard, Police, and Shabana, are sponsored by betting firms. MPESA, Betika, and people like BetPower doing stuff with Football Kenya Federation, SportPesa is doing stuff with Kenya Rugby Union. So you cannot just cherry pick who's going to advertise. I mean, we've got all these players, not just us guys, content creators. The players who play for these teams are also celebrities. I don't know how you define that. So we're asking you cannot just cherry pick who is going to advertise. Let us sit down and discuss about this and come up with a way, because we know people who advertise alcohol, cigarettes, like Mulamwah said, but there's a way of doing that. I mean, you can do it in safe hours or in safe ways. So we're asking you, please, let us sit down now, we discuss, we come up with the plans on how to advertise this gambling, because it's practiced across the world.
The creators claim the ban threatens not just their income, but their entire ecosystems. Videographers, editors, stylists, social media managers who ride the wave of influencers brand partnerships.
Waweze kuangalia tu, they should not terminate, they should just regulate, because this is feeding a lot of people. A lot of people are depending on whatever we get, and I don't think kuna mse tuna forcingi tunamwekea gana bet, si ndio? Ni mtu anaamwanga achukue nini yake, na hata sasa pia tukiacha kuadvertise ati wataacha kubet. Unaona? So tunafaa tuitane kamkutano tujue what are we going to do, because terminating is not the way forward. Because sasa wenye tulikuwa already tushaanza kupata riziki, tutaenda wapi? Kuna wezi walikuwa wakareform wakakuwa content creators, kuna machokora, wezi wako hapa. Kuna watu wengi wenye wamereform. Kuna watu walikuwa addicts wa drugs wakareform wakapata kumbe naweza kuwa na shoot content, wase wanaona na napata kitu in return. Why are we taking this route? I just want to ask the government, why are we taking this route?
But let's take a step back. In a notice dated May 29th, the BCLB introduced sweeping changes. All gambling ads must now be submitted for approval by both BCLB and the Kenyan Film Classification Board, KFCB. Ads near schools, churches, malls, or playgrounds banned. Associating gambling with celebrities or success forbidden. Ads must now show license numbers, a customer care line, responsible gambling messages, and the phrase authorized and regulated by the BCLB in bold and missable glory. In short, it is no longer enough to flash cash, a flashy car, and a click the link in bio.
And those are the jobs they do, you know. So I feel like kitu imekuja abrupt sana na imetupata ghafla binvu ile design yenye probably wangetupea warning ama watuambie we change something alafu ishindikane like iko hatuja change whatever we are supposed to change and then so we ban the whole thing waseme. Because I think if you can advertise on TV, on billboards, then what's wrong with social media? I need hapo ndo mimi sijawaelewa by the way, because I don't think there's kids on social media. Are there kids on social media? But kids watch TV. Kids can watch billboards even when they are, you know. And the biggest thing they're saying is to emphasize on people to bet responsibly, of which it is something that we can still do on social media. We emphasize on responsible betting, you know. So I feel like hapa hawajatupea hata chance ya kutusikiza wala kutuadvise wa observe changes, and then probably wakiona watu hawacooperate, that is when they should have taken the action. But right now it was too early, too abrupt. Now wametupata off guard sana, sisi wote tumeshangaa. Yeah.
The BCLB wants gambling to look like what it actually is, risky business, not a guaranteed lifestyle upgrade. Still, the influencers insist they are being scapegoated. If media houses get to keep their betting revenue, why can't creators on social media?
Gambling or rather betting, what are the positive maybe impact in your life ambazo umezipata from advertising gambling?
I get paid to advertise gambling, and myself sometimes I gamble too, you know, just that I do it responsibly. So this was the biggest impact I had. Was like this was one of the biggest source of income. I was a brand ambassador yo. So right now hiyo mshahara yote lazima sana nianze kufikiria venye nita cover up, you know. These people used to support our music and so much more. Like they played a big role in the content creation industry and the whole thing. So I think GovUp enough for considerate, because these companies, they help, they boost their artists. They do things that themselves they don't do. Mi siwezi nakwambia gava sai, so guys, naombeni mfanye product placement kwa video yangu, and then they can't sponsor videos, they can't do what these people, we work with them in those terms, and the field is very broad of how we can work together. So wamekata a very big part of support yenye tulikuwa nayo kwa industry, na sahi I think they should think of a way to compensate that, ama they just find a way of how we can go back to doing this without negatively impacting the society. Yep.
Tukimaliza, maybe do you have any message to the government?
Please go back to your offices, the boardroom, and talk about this, and this time round involve us creators, us artists, everyone in the industry, because it is about us. It's not we are the ones that carry the society. You know, we are the ones that impact the society. So at least they should show us how they want us to impact the society, not just tell us, okay, just don't do this. It really does not work like that. And it might start with betting and gambling right now, and then the next thing tutapata ni kitu ingine tena tunapiganishwa vita nayo, you know. So before it escalates to something else, because sio watu wote wametoka hapa mbele kuongea leo, but so many people have been impacted, and they should know that. I'm sure kutakuwa na hiyo conversation online, and whoever is in charge should please call for a meeting. Let us talk about this and see how we can go back to the game without negatively impacting anyone.
Asante.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.